I'm Argus. Just Argus now. I'm a mercenary from the Crest Mountains, looking to get as far away from them as my body can carry me. Though this eternal winter is making that annoyingly difficult. Almost as difficult as family, but that's not important and not anything I want to talk about right now. I don't know where I'm going. I'm just looking for stories to tell along the way, and I'll destroy anyone or anything who thinks they can get in my way and stop that from happening. And if anyone asks, this conversation never happened. I was never here. Got it.
Dear Mom and Dad, it is I, your favorite daughter, Mochi, with my weekly letter on my life and travels. I do hope you're receiving these things. I haven't heard back from you in a while. Anyway, after being asked, somewhat forcefully, to leave the avium, I've been asking myself, Mochi, what is next? Turns out I got my answer. It came from above, you could say. So I'm still practicing my magic. It's just a little different. Don't worry, I am still determined to pass the next entrance exam. But until then, I'm staying somewhere quiet and trying to use my magic to be helpful wherever I can. I promise I'm working really hard, even if things haven't gone totally to plan. But I'm sure I'll make Mom proud of me one day soon. I hope things are going well with you, and I hope to hear back from you soon. Love you and miss you, your most determined daughter, Mochi.
Alright, well met. Name's Voldero the Druid. Volley to my friends. Yous can call me Voldero though. Now, I may be done with my adventuring, but someone's got to keep the bright-eyed and bushy-tailed out of trouble. Just as long as I'm back in my stump in good time. What, you want more? Well, not much to tell really. Tried a whole heroics business a while back, and let's just say it didn't really work out so great for yours truly. Nowadays I prefer to work on my mushroom magic in peace and quiet, thank you. But I have a debt to pay, so I'm in.
Hello? Are you going this way too? Oh, gosh, I'm glad I caught up to you. You walk really fast. But did you know that everything has magic in it? Is it magic how you walk that fast? Is that what it is? Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Clarence, and I am an aspiring hero. Well, you see, magic school didn't quite work out for me. They have very specific ideas on magic, and I don't really quite agree with them. You see, I think the whole world is magical. Everything in it is magical, and even if you're not a magic user, I think that there's a little bit of magic inside each of us. And I know one day I'm gonna find that magic, and with my friends, we're gonna save the world. So, do you wanna sign up to be in my adventuring party?
Oh, hello. Come on in. The bakery is warm. My name is Marley. Oh dear, you look frozen to the bone. The cold has a way of doing that. Cutting right into your bones, I mean. Take a seat by the fire, and I'll see if I can find something to warm you up. We don't have much in the way of baked goods on hand these days, not with the way supplies are rationed, but, well, I've lived long enough and I know how to make ends meet. Here, take this acorn loaf that's still warm from the oven. I know it's not much, but in times like these, if there's one thing I've learned, it's that folks have to look out for one another. You can always count on old Marley to have your back. Oh, no, you keep your coin. You just get on home while that bread is still warm. And take care. It looks like the snows are starting up again.
So you wish to hear a story? I have a story. In the faraway world of Everden lies a vast forest nestled between the mountains and the sea. The Humblewood, a sprawling woodland realm made by the gods themselves, with titanic trees that can grow as tall as mountains and as wide as cities. And the beings that inhabit this forest are unique as well. Beasts that can grow to enormous sizes, nature spirits of elemental fury, and a people known by fur and feather. The humble folk. But in this ancient and magical place, all beings hum with an endless song, the great rhythm of life and death, and above all else, balance. But balance is such a fragile thing. When the snows started early, little concern was given. Some years had short autumns. Perhaps the storm god Altus had flapped his wings too hard and sent an early frost. The hearths were stoked, the children were bundled, and the food stores were opened so that none was left hungry. But long after spring should have arrived, the snows remained, and with each day, week, month, year of growing disquiet, the rime endured. It has been 5 years, and the hearths have gone cold, the children are shivering, and the food stores, as well as many bellies, are left empty. Yet there is hope. Not in the place anyone would think to look for it, no. Hope often arrives in the most unexpected ways. That flicker of light in the cold dark. A group of ordinary folk bound by fate, friendship, and the call to do what is right. This is the tale of those unlikely adventurers who fought to achieve the impossible. The tale of how everyday people can rise to become heroes that save their world. This is their story. This is your story. This is Humblewood, the Unwelcome Winter. Welcome to Humblewood, the Unwelcome Winter. I am Derek Sword. I am your GM for this game. I use he, him pronouns. I am very excited to be back with my full cast once again. Special thank you one last time to Jilly for being the guest who joined us for the past 2 sessions. Yeah, Roberta's gone. Bobby has flitted away back to her studies, and we are now in a bit of a mysterious point with our party. We'll get to that in just a moment. I do want to say that this game is in support of Fauna and Flora International, which is a wonderful cause that we have chosen to support. And we are actually doing a giveaway for that organization. It'll be later in the game. You don't need to donate to enter. All you have to do is enter a word when it pops up in chat a little bit later on, and you can win a t-shirt. Do be aware that if you do win, I just need to get your email from you so I can send it to Fauna and Flora, and they can then get your size and your shirt selection. So it's not already like a medium and a weird design. You could pick the design, you could pick the size. Pretty great. And we will do another giveaway in 2 sessions from this one, in episode 10, which will be a hoodie. So yeah, definitely check that out. Fauna and Flora International is an organization that's been around for well over 100 years. It basically works to protect, preserve, and basically just keep safe all of the biomes of this world, all of the animals and plants that live in them. They have over 200 projects ongoing right now, and their big focus right now is in Romania. Their current campaign is to fight a culling of brown bears that is happening right now. We'll get into that a little bit later. I'll talk more on that at break, but any donations that you happen to do to Fauna and Flora are very much appreciated and can impact this game. Donations are in UK pounds, so bear that in mind. If you are not in the UK, there will be a conversion rate, but if you do donate at certain levels, you can give advantages, you can give crits, you can give complications, all sorts of things that can impact this game and also help to impact a wonderful organization. All that said, let's go ahead and go around and have these lovely people introduce themselves. So, Christian, welcome back. If you don't mind starting us out.
Yeah, of course. Hey, everybody. Hi, my name is Christian McKenzie, aka Fluffy Goomba. Several socials, mainly on Twitch and TikTok. I am a TTRPG performer and educator, but now I am playing Argus Ironclaw. Royalty, baby. Just
Royalty, maybe.
Pronouns he, him, and his pronouns are also he, him.
Fantastic.
Cat's
I also
out of the
didn't
bag,
realize.
I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I also didn't realize that Eva had switched up the screen on me. I'm just realizing that now. So we're gonna go in the opposite order. So, Pan, if you don't mind going next.
Wait, I was muted. I called it that time.
You got it.
I got it. Hi guys, I'm Pan. I play Voldemort. I play a circus balls druid. He's a little possum guy. He's a grumbly, but good-hearted, old uncle type guy. And you can find me in most places at Stellar Encore, and yeah, looking forward to getting into it. I'm unfortunately wearing this terrible onesie today because it's freezing here. I'm having my own unwelcome winter here, and no one's doing anything about it, so I'm screwed. I'm just gonna stay in this thing here and try and be warm. So forgive me for not being stylish today, like the rest of you guys.
No, I'm muted. As I've always said to my players, comfort comes first. And actually, I think it's pretty stylish. I like it. It's got the, I like the, it's almost like Christmassy vibes a little bit.
Yeah, I'll go with that. I'll
red.
take that. It's
Yeah,
Christmassy.
I dig it. I like it. Next up, Liz.
Hello, friends. I'm Liz. Use she, they pronouns. I will be Marley today, your champion fighter / paladin of the eternal flame. She, her pronouns. And things are getting kind of spicy with Marley. It's been fun.
Yeah, like spicy in a different way. Like not that way or the other way, but just a little fun. Thank you, Liz. Next up, Anniek.
Hi, my name is Anniek. I go by she, they pronouns. Today I will be playing Mochi, who is, honestly, just a little cleric. Puppies for half. Nothing nefarious, not a cult leader, just a little cleric who did a little schism. It's all good.
Yeah, that the reaction when you say uppies for half definitely proves that you're not definitely not the leader of anything nefarious whatsoever. Last but absolutely not least, Clarence.
Hello, everybody. I'm Clarence. No, I was kidding. I'm Shadow. We are one and the same now. You're welcome, Derek.
Yeah.
I
said what I said.
You did. I use she, her pronouns. You can find me here on Twitch at Shadow Sylvia, but sometimes I do streams and stuff. Right now, I'm in like the beginning stages of moving, so streams might be on pause for a little bit, but come hang out anyway. It's a good time. Yeah, I do other things in the TTRPG space, but we can talk about that a little later. So yeah, it'd be great. That's everything. I am playing Clarence. He uses they, she pronouns, and Clarence is a College of the Road bard, which is a humble specific class, bard class. It's great. It's good times.
Wonderful. It is great times. Okay. Well, before we jump back into things, Pan, I believe you have the recap. So go for it. Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Let's get this up on here. All right. So, last week, the party entered the Shadow Vault, a forbidden library of most powerful arcane knowledge in the Avium. They were given a puzzle of statues and riddles to solve, with the caveat that we could also blind their eyes. Most riddles we got through pretty easy, with Bobby coming through real clutch with one that I still didn't get until the last minute. The one riddle, sorry, just again. The last riddle though did have us really stumped. However, Bobby, on a roll from figuring out that last one, awoke the automaton and battle ensued. For about one round, as Mochi came in clutch with the answer before we all got splattered. Wounds patched up, Marley was contacted by her patron, a spirit of fire, who pointed out a switch, which Voldemort then used to open a secret door leading to the true Shadow Vault. Once inside, we found a powerful lich interred inside the vault because the authorities didn't know what else to do with him, and realized the boy inside the vault was also, in fact, a fake, replaced by thieves during a daring robbery. Sorry, Dave, what's the name of the lich again? I just got lich. I didn't make a note.
That's a great question. I had erased him from my mind because I'm not going to meet him again. Caliban Skull Speaker. Caliban Skull Speaker. Yeah.
Right. He was nice. He was cool. Very, very pleasant in a terrifying way. Caliban Skullspeaker of the Lich announced with some back and forth that he'd been part of this theft. And in exchange, the bandits had offered up 2 students after forcing them to make a teleportation portal out of the vault. Mochi raised Clarence's former frenemy, I think it was a frenemy, Becky, who filled us in on as much detail as they could about the robbery as she could. But admits she didn't know exactly where the portal took the thieves, so we made plans to follow. We also learned that the bandits looked like Argus, quite a familiar resemblance, quite a royal familiar resemblance. Thanks to his knowledge of Thieves' Cant, we learned the location of a teleportation circle and also that Argus fam was here. The Lich, however, had other ideas, demanding that we either take him with us or that he'd make us stay with the help of 2 animated golems and a pair of shambling bones constructs. After a smart play from the party, Bobby managed to destroy the Lich's gems of control, allowing everyone to escape the party through the teleportation circle and Bobby back out into the atrium, leaving the Lich to bemoan his loss as we disappeared, unsure where in the mountains we would end up.
Beautiful, wonderful, very, very comprehensive. Please enjoy that that inspiration for this game.
Thank you. I will.
Fantastic. Okay, where in the mountains, indeed. There's been a lot of speculation outside of game where you all are going to end up. So let's find out. You all went through what I described as an incomplete teleportation circle that was charged by a novice wizard into an unknown part of the mountains. I will need a D100 roll from all of you.
Oh.
Oh no.
This is better than I expected.
Oh no.
And here I was talking in the Discord about getting splinched, and everybody was like, well, we don't know what's going to happen, so don't count your humble folk before they hatch, apparently.
Yes, don't count your gallus before they hatch.
There we go.
That's a 41 for Clarence.
Okay.
83 for Mochi.
71 for Argus.
72.
2 of you will be
It took
together.
me forever to actually
Yeah,
find my
unless you
dice.
2 are like next to each other, probably.
65.
Okay, I'm sorry. I actually want to have this. So, Boulder, you said it was 71?
I said 71.
72.
71 was Argus. Okay, and 72 was Volderel.
Mhm.
Okay. 72. And I'm sorry, Clarence, yours was a
41.
41, and Mochi was a
83.
83, and then Marley was also in the 40s, I believe.
65.
Oh, 65, I was way off. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So let's see here. So for this, move that. There we go. I will get to Mochi, who is going to be on her own. Marley, you will also be on. No, actually, Marley, you are with Argus and Volderall, just barely.
Oh,
And
no.
then Clarence, you are on your own.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
the best 2 to go on
Oh.
solo adventures.
Oh,
Should have taken the Lich with me.
So, to describe where you all end up, let's go with the group first here. Argus, I'm going to get a perception check from you, since you would probably be the most familiar with at least this environment compared to your companions.
That is a dirty 20.
Beautiful. Okay. So you are most certainly in the mountains. That is very easy to determine. You are nowhere near a teleportation circle. I'll give you all that right away. It's almost like, you all step through this circle, this teleportation circle, and as the winding arcane twists and turns move you from one space to another, you begin to feel that cold blast all around you, and as like it's literally fragmenting your being to move you through space and time, you can feel like your inner core start to freeze a little bit as you snap back into reality, into this other space. Argus, Volderall, Marley, you all end up in the snow on a flatter part of the mountain, a bit of a plateau, about 20 feet from each other. It's almost like you've just been dropped in the snow. Some of you have like left a little crater in the snow itself from where you have just apparated back into existence. There is seemingly nothing around. You're almost in a valley of sorts where there are kind of, mountains that crest up on either side. Argus, I'm going to say I mean, how much snow and everything, there's not a lot of vegetation, there's not a lot of landmarks. Kind of tough to tell exactly where you are, yet you are in the mountains, which is an environment, again, that you are familiar with.
Mhm.
So, if you all would like to continue moving, anything like that, I will give you advantage on survival checks to navigate. Um, but with all that said, as you three appear, what would you all like to do?
Uh, I don't recognize the immediate area, but if I look up
Correct.
at the mountains themselves, do I recognize any particular peaks or landmarks up there?
Yes, with that, go ahead and give me that survival check with advantage.
Sure. Survival with advantage. That is a 16.
Okay. With a 16, you are fairly certain that you recognize these. You are pretty sure that you are near the southern crests and that you are probably about maybe 20 miles, maybe more from the outer reaches of the bandit fortresses like territory, like where you're going to have guard patrols.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, you did not end up where you were, where any sort of teleportation circle is. You are in the mountains and you are within a day's reach of the bandit fortress, probably being where you are right now the closest form of civilization. It would probably be about 2, maybe 3 days to get to the next nearest town, which would be far from, which is at the base of the mountains. You would have to head east for that.
Mhm. So we're a day away from the bandits and 2 days away from other civilization.
Yeah, probably less than a day from the bandits with how well you were able to move
Okay.
through the mountains. Yeah, I mean, 20 miles, depending on elevation and everything, can take a day, but you could probably get them there faster.
Mhm.
But yes, you definitely note that also you are missing a Mochi and a Clarence.
Love that. I love that so much. Yeah.
How thick is the tree cover here?
No tree cover.
No, no
You are
trees.
above the pine level in the mountains.
Well, heck.
Okay. I'm going to,
Clarence, Mochi.
Yeah. Yeah.
and in this valley, your voice echoes a bit. You do not hear any responses. To the point of Mochi. Mochi, you also pop into existence, face first into the snow. It's cold, it's overwhelming. You were in kind of like a chillier vault to begin with, but this is just like the wind blowing through the cold metal on your fur. It hits you like a blast of cold. You've basically been tossed into snow, which is unpleasant for anyone. Um, you find yourself as you lift your head alone, and yet you do hear voices. I'm gonna go ahead and get a perception check from you.
Dun dun dun.
Oh, perception. Wow. I have advantage, and I rolled a 5 on either die for a total. Well, it does get me above 10. But the advantage did nothing for me. For a 12.
Okay. With a 12, you can see that through the like almost blinding sleet and wind that is kind of just pummeling this area of what you think are probably the mountains. You're looking around, there's rocks, there's no trees, there's a bunch of snow, probably mountains. You can see that there is a light that is just breaking through the sleet, and you can almost make out two figures who are talking, and you can hear a masculine and a feminine voice, but you can't tell who they are. and you have an action before they will get to you.
Perfect. In the mountains, alone, strange people. We're gonna make Hath proud. I'm gonna cast invisibility on myself. They don't need to see me. They don't need to know I'm here.
Okay.
Worst case scenario, I follow them back to wherever the fuck they're coming from or going. They don't need to know I'm here. We're good.
Okay.
Raccoon impulse. You don't see me.
Mochi, you would watch as these two figures kind of they're getting closer and closer to you, and as they are becoming more visible through the sleet, you can see that there is a hedge, a porcupine-looking hedge with these large quills coming out of their armor, almost reminiscent somewhat of Clarence's coat that they have now, their little cape. You also see that there is a tall and heavily scarred Gallus, kind of rooster-looking individual that has a battle axe slung over their shoulder. The hedge is carrying a lantern. It's the target lantern, the one that actually like can direct forwards. And they're just chatting to each other as they're moving through the snow. I'm going to have them roll as you have landed in the snow, so there is evidence of someone being there.
There's also sleet.
There is also sleet. You're correct. So I'm going to have them roll at disadvantage.
Thank you.
So as they're walking by, you can hear the hedge. I don't even know why we come out this way. There's nothing to worry about. I mean, who's coming out of the bandit fortress to the south anyway? It's the worst way to come. And besides, I mean, we have enough defenses. Are you even listening to me? And the gal's just, south. Yep. South. Anyway, what's that over there? And you can see almost like they're looking directly at you. The eyes of this hedge narrow. And she comes slowly walking over as her eyes gradually just go towards your feet where there's this mochi-shaped snow angel. Lothar, what do you make of this? Huh? Owlbear. Owlbear. Oh, owlbear trying to fly. Probably. There's no tracks leading away or from it, and there's nothing there. Owlbear. Yeah, all right. I believe it. They're getting smarter and smarter by the day. All right, well, it's real shite out here, so we might as well start heading back, yeah? Yeah, yeah, yeah. You are the worst conversationalist. This is an absolute nightmare. I wish I was not paired up with you sometimes. You know. And they turn away from you and start marching back from the way that they were coming. Almost, well, they're taking a different path. They're almost taking a circular path. And they go trotting off into the snow.
King Mochi will breathe for the first time in 3 minutes.
Okay. I want you to do a constitution roll for that, but I'm tempted.
That's so much constitution.
Mochi, what would you like to do?
I would like to do 2 things. 3 technically. Do I have any like tree cover nearby?
No trees. No, you guys are all above the pine level of this mountain,
and I guess
where
I'm
any trees would
dig
grow.
down a little bit and set up my little hut. Because
Okay.
I'm cold, my first wet, I will not freeze to death. I absolutely refuse. So I'm gonna dig out a little space for my hut, put a little more snow over top of it. Make a little igloo, high little. Get in my hut. Alright, Hath, I know we haven't done this one before. I'm counting on you here. Hi, Argus. I'm on the south approach of Bandit Fortress, Saw 2 bandits. They didn't see me. What do, where go, please reply.
And Argus, you would receive that sending.
They said south
You're-
approach, so we're
you're
just
you're
going.
unmuted,
I'm gonna
Christian.
assume Arlo can tell me what to do, because he lives here. This is his thing.
Derek, remind me of how bad the south entrance is.
So the south approach is less guarded, just because nobody really comes from the south. Like typically, people are coming from the west. They're coming up through Nine Pine Lookout, or they're trying to take one of the paths that leads, from the Avium. There are paths that lead directly up. Those are the more common paths. There's not a lot of pathways that come from the south because who would even come that way? There's nothing to the south. It's all mountains anyway. It's just rough terrain. Like that would be the worst place to bring an army. So if anything, it's just a couple of people, which is why they only send a couple of people to really look at it. The bandit fortress does have defenses. There is a gate that you would still have to get through. There are still, watchtowers, there are lookouts, there are patrols. But the south entrance that if you were ever to take a crack team in, the south entrance is the entrance you would want to take.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Okay. So I guess when they received that sending for the first time, because that's weird, their horns kind of stick up a little extra tight, and they're like, "Oh, that's magic's convenient." South, not really used. Small patrols. Stay there. Stay hidden. We'll come get you.
Awesome. Okay.
She's going to get out her bedroll.
Mochi, how well are you? I'm assuming you're camouflaging your tent. Yes, you were talking about like kind of making an igloo.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to yeah, it's magical fire, so it doesn't need like a chimney for smoke or anything. So
right.
We're just trying to dig it.
You can give me survival, stealth, or deception on this.
Beautiful. We would call this an ability check, so we're just gonna guidance ourselves for this. Go on, Hath. Don't let your favorite cleric down.
Second favorite. What?
Ooh, we're gonna have a talk.
A favorite.
I think I'm gonna take. What was it? Deception, survival,
or stealth? Yeah, depending on how like Mochi
we're
would
taking
kind of
stealth.
classify this. Okay.
Yeah, we're taking stealth. 23.
Okay. Pretty solid. All right. Yeah, we can say
favorite.
You're working your way up there.
Thank you.
We can say that like you found a little crevasse that's like just big enough for the tent. You pack the snow onto it. When you close the front, which is kind of facing into a rock face, it's almost like it's not even there. It just looks like another hill in the snow. Okay. Let's get to Clarence. Clarence, you find yourself in a cave. And whereas everyone else was dropped into the snow with the cold wind blowing all around, sleet for Mochi, and a valley for the other three, you find yourself again in a cave. You can hear the dripping of icicles at the cave mouth, which is maybe about 20 feet from you. You can hear the wind blowing from outside, but it almost has this echo where you are right now. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay. Perception. Am I alone? Is it specifically for like hearing things or?
This is everything. So if you want to do for hearing as well, it can be that. Yeah, this is just to pick up your surroundings.
Got it. Okay, so that's gonna be a strong 12.
A strong 12. Okay. Clarence, you look around and you can see that in this cave are carvings on the walls, the origin of which you are unable to determine who actually put them here. You don't know this particular language. You can see that there are skeletons of humble folk around you, not in any sort of disarray. They almost like they are where they fell, sort of. Um, Blood in the snow never leaves. Otherwise, the cave has almost warmth to it. Like you can feel that there is a warmth coming from further in, which isn't necessarily dark from what you can determine. There almost seems to be an ambient light coming from deeper within the cave.
Hmm. But you said I could see the entrance to the cave?
Yeah, about 20 feet from you.
Oh,
You
okay.
kind of just landed on solid rock. A little
Got
rough
it.
for a bunny, but no damage to you.
Okay. I'm gonna go to the entrance and then just like peek out a little bit to see if like there's anything outside of the entrance, or is it just nature?
You go out to the entrance to find that you are essentially on a precipice of sorts. There is a very narrow walkway which seems to lead either up or down, but you look out of this cave entrance to see the sprawling expanse of the Humblewood itself. This, perfectly white sprawl of trees. You can see the alderheart. You can see the avium. You are gazing out to the west, and you can see as far as your eyes will let you see, even in this mountainous blizzard, the entirety of your home spreads out before you.
This is so awesome. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. What would I guess tell you to do to survive? We'll have a snack, but I'm not hungry yet. We don't need a snack yet. Okay.
Is there like just outside the entrance? Is there like a loose rock or something that is not larger
Sure.
than like 10 feet? You know, maybe like a
Absolutely.
small boulder.
Yes, Shadow. There are lots of small boulders. There is a rock cave. There are all sorts of rocks. Every rock
Okay.
to your heart's content.
Okay. All right. Step 1, let people know where you are. I'm gonna touch the small boulder and I'm gonna cast light on it.
Okay.
So now that it shines. Okay, all right, created beacon, check. All right, 2, make friends. And Clarence is gonna walk back in the cave and go towards the source of warmth or light or whatever it was that was at the other side of the cave.
Okay. Clarence, as you pass further into this cave, the sound of water intensifies. You heard the dripping of icicles before, but you go into this inner chamber of the cave, the antechamber you were in before falling behind, and within is what you determine to be a hot spring. You can feel the heat coming off of it, this very central, large pool of water. And all about on the walls, again, those carvings. There is an opening above, almost like the oculus of a dome that is letting in natural light that is then reflecting off of the icy walls to create almost this mirror effect that is well illuminating this entrance. And you can see numerous other skeletons in here. They have what is remained of clothing. They have definitely been here for some time. Again, bodies do not decay super quickly in winter, in the snow, and the cold. And you can see that they Some of them have weapons, some of them have staves or arcane foci. Um, and then with your 12, you can also see something. There is another kind of worn out cave entrance, a hole in the wall where something much, much larger than you is moving.
Okay. Um. Okay, but there's like no other alive humble folk, right?
Not that you can determine. No, there are probably about at least 15 corpses that you have determined of all different types. There are bird folk, there are Therian folk, all who have been dead for quite some time.
Okay, all right. We took a lesson on this. The 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 magical wild class. Okay, all right. Look for clues. I would like to look around to see if I can identify like this cave has who's living in this cave.
Okay. That sounds like survival.
Okay. Oh, we're gonna use one of my rerolls.
I also should have mentioned the splitting of the party. This is the complications. So I'm out of complications currently.
Oh, thank goodness. You were so worried.
Mm-hmm.
Just give it a second.
Yeah, now that you voiced it out loud.
I know. We'll see how long it takes for Michael. I don't know what Michael is against deal.
I take it as a compliment. That's a 16.
Okay. Clarence, as you are looking around, you can see in like the icy rock that you stand on. Again, the corpses themselves seem unmessed with. Like nobody has been. They also look like they just again died where they fell. So it doesn't look like these were monster attacks, animal attacks. These beings weren't eaten. And yet you can see that in this cave there are claw marks marring the floor in several places. Different types of claw marks too, which is interesting. It's not just like you would probably recognize the claw marks of one of the forest prowlers, and you can recognize those, but they're not alone. There are bigger ones. There are ones that are more bird-like. There are ones that are even reminiscent of, larger ursine creatures.
And would I, out of that, or out of what I can recall, would I know, like are all of these creatures like inherently dangerous? Like the forest prowlers, yes, those are dangerous, but like, are there any of these that might not be so dangerous?
I'll give this to you. You can see that there's like giant mountain goat tracks. There's hoof tracks. There are giant stag. There definitely are herbivorous animals, but most certainly there are predatory animal tracks in here.
Okay. I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna commit the entrance to this cave to memory, like what it looks like. And then, I'm gonna try to stealthily venture forward a little bit further to see if these caves actually lead anywhere.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a stealth check, please.
Alrighty. What could go wrong?
What indeed?
Okay, that's a 10.
Shadow, as Clarence steps forward, you are trying very carefully to make no noise whatsoever as you walk around this hot spring. You just don't see the ice as your foot slips in and splashes. I mean, it's not very loud. It's just you break the surface tension of the water. You make a little bit of noise. And you would watch as that large form stops in the darkness. and then begins to turn in this dim light. And as you watch this large ursine paw step out, full of taloned claws and snowy, feathery fur, with a owl-like face following, this snowy owlbear is exiting its cave and has noticed you. We're going to cut back to the other three. So, Marley, Volderel, Argus, what is the plan? You at least know where Mochi kind of is. Is the plan to go directly for Mochi? Is there anything else you all are doing along the way?
I think it's probably best that we get Mochi in town as soon as we can, right? We know where Mochi is at least.
Right.
We start with getting Mochi, and then we see if we can have Mochi find Clarence.
Right. Do you have the general idea of where they are? I can probably get us there quicker.
For Mochi, well, it was going to be the path I would have suggested if you were walking there. It's a less used pathway for bandits to use. Usually, we just think that it's too dangerous or it's too open as well. So small patrols go through there. Not many big ones.
Okay. Well, sooner the better then. I might have something we can help out with. Derek, can I use my wild shape to give us a riding horse so I can turn into a horse? Yes. Okay. That Voldemort looks at the other two, goes, this might look a little weird, so sorry. And he bites down on a mushroom, and his body starts to fill out, a bit like when he goes into the wild, into simulated entity, but rather than becoming like a larger possum, it fills out around him, forming a fungal horse. He's like large size. So he looks at the two of you, and he can't actually. Can he speak? He can't speak. So he can't speak, but he looks over at the two of you, looks down at the two of you in this giant mushroom horse, and kind of like makes a Gillon head movement.
Okay, so your Porta Bronco has appeared before you.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
Okay, that's a thing. All right.
Magic is weird.
Magic is weird. Yeah, for sure.
All right, the invitation's being given. Yeah, might as well.
So, like, as we kind of clamber up and get ourselves kind of situated from this height advantage that we now have, kind of looking around, would we notice Clarence's beacon out in the snow, or is the sleet like too heavy for that?
Not from your point of view, because Clarence's beacon is facing out to the west. You are further, like if you were probably in the Humblewood, you might just see something glinting up in the mountains. Maybe. It's maybe a stretch, but maybe in the avium, they're like, what the hell is that over there? Okay, so Argus, I presume that you are kind of leading this, so I'll get a survival check from you for kind of navigating to get to Clarence. If you all are being stealthy, I will also need a group stealth check.
Stealthy a horse is going to be. I was going for speed.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But Argus is effectively like leading the way. So as long as he leans in any direction, I'll just follow that way there. If he like says quietly, then we go quietly.
And you all are also perfectly warm right now. That even though you are traveling through a blizzard, being near Marley has its benefits.
Why are you so hot? The fuck?
That gets so warm.
Just like oh, I know body heat's really good, but this is different.
How do mushrooms do in heat? They like heat?
I mean, they have a lot of moisture, so they kind of evaporate a little bit.
All right. Unfortunately, Marley gets a slightly less pleasant vibe.
Survival is an 18. If we're doing a group stealth, then I got a 24.
Okay. Stealth. Do you want the roll?
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah. So we'll get the group one, but it's a pretty good start to it.
I gotta roll for stealth as a horse.
Correct.
Horse stealth is 14.
For a horse, that's not bad.
That's not
Yeah,
bad.
it's not bad stealth for a horse.
For
That's a
horse?
pretty quiet horse.
Yeah, hasn't got real hooves, so I guess it works out.
Napoleon, yeah, it's probably quieter, like mushroom
Yeah.
hooves.
Yeah. And nothing is more upsetting than a surprise horse, I will tell you. Like when you turn around and you don't expect a horse there, and a horse is there, it's not
Nobody
great.
expects the horse.
Yeah.
Horse Inquisition.
It's a horse inquisition.
Marley, what's your stealth roll?
12. Sorry.
12. Okay. All right. So let's see. That is 50 divided by 3. It's an average of 16.6 repeating. That's pretty good. Okay.
Okay.
Traveling through the snow with Argus's lead, you all are making pretty good time as you are on the back of your mushroom horse. I will get a perception check as well. So since Argus is leading with survival, actually I'll throw this up. Marley and Volderall, what would you like to do as you are kind of moving about? Volderall, you can horse, or you can do something else as you are horsing.
I'm happy to go with the perception.
Okay.
Just to keep an eye out. Well, just keep an eye out for things, right? That's how they work.
Yeah, I think I would be trying to use the captions, the cuff of captions, to see if we're hearing anything over the sound of the crunching snow from the hooves.
Sure.
If there's anything weird out there. I don't know, maybe like a crackling fire noises, or, well, I'm sure Marley hears those in her head all the time anyway at this point, but anything like that pops up as like ambient noise.
Yeah, and I think I don't know how good it was this hearing. I'm just gonna keep an eye out for stuff. That's a 23 on perception now.
Okay.
I think it's a 17
All right.
for me.
So Marley, you are picking up on a lot of blizzard noises. Again, it's a lot of audio descriptions, and you hear, I will say, you pick up very, very, very distantly what is kind of put on your visual screen as griffin screech, but it is very, very distant. It is just for a moment. You all would know that griffins do nest in the Crest Mountains. Volderall, as you are trotting through the snow, you actually notice that there's some things that stick out probably only to you. Every now and then you will come across a rock that has just like a little bit of snow on top, and the face of it is exposed a little bit, and you start to see signs of druidic. Or carved into this rock are some of the ancient line language that is still used by druids to this day. And you can tell that it is kind of like their directions. They're pointing you towards you're not really sure. It doesn't necessarily say like this way to, the mall, this way to the school. It's they are pointing you, they are trying to guide you towards something. A safe point is kind of the language that's being used. You can see that there are markings of a specific order of the Tenders, an order that I'm not sure if you have a lot of experience with, but these are the members of the Crystal Expanse. Can't hear you, bud.
Sorry.
There you go.
I was gonna say, so I think Volder recognizes it, but he's not like super down with it with the Expanse guys. He's a very much a a down the dirt kind of druid, and these guys are a little bit hoity-toity for him, but he's aware. Are these markers pointing us in the same direction we're going, or does he be like veering off?
You start to veer off at a certain point. Argus does direct you. There's almost like a fork where you could continue up almost around this crest of the mountain, where the indicate where one of the points is directed, or one of the posts almost. These rocks that have been placed, but Argus directs you to the right, whereas the Druidic directs you to the left.
Okay. I wish I could talk in wild shape. All right. I slow down as we're going past, and I try to draw Argus' attention to the Druid stone by like horse clopping at it or something. I can't unwild shape, but I'm just gonna have to like neigh at it and clop at it and hope Argus gets the general hint that this is useful to remember for later.
Give me an Arcana check as a horse.
Oh yeah, famously high Arcana horses.
Horse magic.
Horse magic. You keep your intellect and your wisdom and stuff, right? Don't you?
You do, yeah.
Do you? Oh, I forget.
Yeah,
Okay,
only your
that case-
physical stuff changes when you wild shape. You're still just as smart as Volderall. You don't get horse intelligence.
Demand horse intelligence. 17.
Okay. Argus at least would see, the Argus and Marley would see Volderall as well. That when you do clop at the stone, the like spiral design of it, the lines that have been carved into it do illuminate, kind of to the touch of a druid. Even in horse form, druid knows druid.
Right.
So Argus would note that. You wouldn't know what it means, but you would know that your horse just touched a rock, and your mushroom horse touched a rock and it glowed. A sentence I hope no one else has ever said.
That's a rare sentence indeed.
Yeah.
Would I know about the druids in the mountains? Like stories or just be on the lookout for those druids. They're trouble.
History check with advantage, especially with your experience in the mountains.
Check with advantage. I don't need that advantage. What a 1 and a 2.
Okay.
So 3.
Oh no.
It's like, what the I didn't know we had glowing rocks.
It's not a bandit thing. Bandits don't use glowing rocks for shit. So.
As long as we get to Mochi in good time, I think, like he hears you go, that's weird glowing rock, and just goes, does a horse eye roll and carries on. Finding Mochi is the important thing right now, so he veers off. We can talk about this later.
Okay. Traveling forward in the snow through the blizzard with Argus's guide, with Marley's warmth, you eventually do reach a point where you can see that you are getting near where a bandit patrol is. You can start to see that there is two individuals who have moved through this area recently. You are deeper in a blizzard at this point, so I will get perception checks with disadvantage at this point as you are trying to look out to see where Mochi might be. And Mochi, I will get a perception check from you as you are trying to listen out for your companions.
That's a
Hey, you're still muted, bud.
7.
$19 for me.
Okay. Hey, and you're muted, bud. On Zoom. I know, it's tough when you have like 3 places
Sorry,
to mute
yeah.
yourself. No, you're fine. You're fine, dude.
There's like vacuum in the background, so I'm trying to keep it quiet.
You're all good.
I got a 9 though.
A 9, okay. Marley, what did you get? 7. Okay. The blizzard is pretty rough on a lot of you. Nevertheless, Argus, picking up what needs to be picked up. You can see the Mochi Snow Angel. You can see the raccoon imprint in the snow, and then see little paw prints leading off towards a little break in the rock. You, with a 19, can't tell, like, it looks like a lump of snow. Mochi, you have no idea that your friends are nearby. The crackling of this magical fire on the inside is
27.
20s. I heard 7. I apologize. I just
rolled
heard
a
7.
Natural 20 with a 7
Never
on
mind.
top.
I only heard 7.
I only heard 7, so I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay. With a
Fair enough.
27, you
20.
can absolutely hear as the sound of a beast of burden approaches. You can
They
hear
brought Buttercup.
yeah, not as big as Buttercup, but you can hear what sounds like to be a large I'm gonna say beast, but that's not right either. It's made of mushrooms. What is an extant form of life?
For all
Has
intents and
moved
purposes, I
towards.
think it's still a beast. I just had to reflavor it.
Yeah, yeah. But yes, you can hear that there is movement
Oh.
outside of the tent once again.
That sounds like squishy hoofs. That's weird. It's not Buttercup.
Mochi,
I
you over there?
use- Huh?
Mochi, you over there?
What?
Okay, that's
Yep. Okay.
I'll dust off a tent flap and go, "Hi, guys."
Is Clarence with you?
No, Clarence is with you.
No. Clarence is not.
Good joke.
No, it's not a joke.
Also, what is the...
Oh, this is Volderol.
Voldo like shakes their head and whinnies.
Honestly, that tracks at this point.
The mush rodeo.
Yeah. Oh no. Wait, you don't have Clarence?
No.
Look, I'm sure I'm sure they're fine. Clarence is always fine.
Do you have another access to that? Because you spoke to me in my head. Do you have access?
Oh,
to...
yes, I have a few more of those. I take them a lot now that I know that they worked. Would you like to come in and wait, or are you
Yeah, I think we should rest a bit, warm up, hide, while we try to figure out where they are. If they're able to give me a basic description of the area, I might be able to find them easier.
Derek, I was going to ask, did we do the thing where you can switch out one of your spells if you do like an hour
Yeah, that's fine.
pleading with
That's
your
fine.
goddess to make you their favorite?
Yeah, I do want to say though, Hath did facepalm when Argus went, "Mochi, are you over there?" And Mochi went, "Huh?" That's the worst stuff.
Look, she was snoozing,
No.
okay? She was all puffed up as a little raccoon near a little fire having a snooze. This took very long.
Mochi doesn't live here.
Mochi,
Exactly.
not here.
Whomst?
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 Oh,
Okay.
can we still not see the beacon, by the way?
No,
No.
not from where you are.
Yeah, we're on the wrong side of the
We're
mountain.
on the wrong side.
Mm.
Okay. Hi, Clarence. Rest of us met up. Where the fuck are you? Don't do anything stupid. Only make cool friends. Please reply.
Clarence. A
Mm-hmm.
few things happen before you get that message. It's a little-
Okay.
yeah, some time has passed in one scene. We're gonna rewind a little bit for your scene. You find yourself almost face to face on the other side of what is probably a 30-foot hot spring from this owlbear, which is now stalking towards you out of this inner chamber of this cave. You can see that there are numerous inner chambers, all of them much darker than where the light has kind of illuminated this central chamber. And the owlbear, one paw after another, begins to stalk clockwise around the hot spring. Its eyes just locked on you, these large golden predatory bird eyes, this growling squawk coming out of its beak. It shuffles a little bit, letting these like snowy feathers kind of just shake a bit of the water that has probably been dripping on it in this cave off, and it puffs out, trying to make itself look larger. What would you like to do?
Okay, well, I think as it's stalking closer, Clarence's foot does the bunny thumping thing when they're in
Mhm.
trouble, and so it's just doing like the thump 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 as this thing gets closer. Okay, we could have been friends, but I think you're really hungry right now, and I only have some rations, and I don't think you want to eat that. So here, take this. And Clarence. Oh Okay, we'll see. We'll see if this works. Clarence is gonna cast fear to create a phantasmal image of whatever this owlbear is most scared of. I'm assuming it's an owlbear.
It is.
Okay, great. So it needs to succeed on a wisdom saving throw, and if anything near it is also there, it works in a 30-foot cone, so other things that might see it.
Okay. Clarence, you cast fear at this wave of psychic energy full of phobia blasts in the face of this owlbear, who rolled a 26 and literally just blinks and takes another step forward.
Okay, so we're not gonna be cruel. All right, I'll catch you around, and so Clarence, one of Lupu's greatest abilities, is know when to go. So Clarence is gonna use that to cast a long strider. And it's gonna be running out of this cave.
Okay. Clarence, you go running out of the cave. As you get to the cave exit, you can see that the wind has picked up significantly at this point, and almost to the point where the rocks themselves are being whipped up in a frenzy. I will need a strength saving throw if you are to exit this cave.
Oh no. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. All right. That was a 19.
Okay. So Clarence, as you go to leave, you are going to take, let's see, 5 points of bludgeoning damage as you pass through a wind wall.
Okay.
And yet, as your bunny form forces your way through, rocks pelting at you, you do find yourself right on the edge of that precipice.
But there's a little pathway, right?
There's a pathway up or down, yes.
Up or down? Oh,
correct.
Okay. Yo, we're gonna go up.
Okay. All right, traveling upwards, you can tell that you are winding around a peak, almost like a spire. That the path is almost carved. You can feel that there are steps beneath the snow, this packed snow, that you are winding up to get to this upper whatever is up there. As you are running, you can see that the owlbear is following behind and is galloping after you. It is at this point that you do get Mochi's message.
Okay. Okay. A little busy, owlbear in cave, hot springs, running away now. Is an owlbear a cool friend? Please help going up mountain.
You ever get those texts from a friend? Mochi, you get that message back.
Oh boy. Clarence is a little busy running away from an owlbear near a hot spring up a mountain, and definitely a cool friend, but definitely also not a friend, because otherwise they wouldn't be running from the owlbear up the mountain from a cave with a hot spring. Argus? Location question mark? I think we might be in more of a rush than I thought we would be.
I'm sure there are several hot springs in these mountains. Or are there hot springs in these mountains?
I think the Bandit Fortress probably has hot springs. I think that's like, yeah, that feels right to me.
Okay, just want to make sure that like there's like a hot spring in the mountain. What the fuck?
No, they're enemy bandits.
Yeah, there's a bandit bathhouse. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Go ahead.
Well, I've been given cave, hot springs, peak mountain.
Owl bear.
Owl bear.
I mean,
too.
I don't
From
know
an owl bear.
I don't know if you would know
If I use
anything
all those
about
clues, Blue's Clue style.
where an owl bear would be nesting, maybe.
Yeah, give me a survival check.
Or
Guidance.
advantage, disadvantage. What are we talking
Guidance
about?
from a half.
Just flat out, but you got guidance.
Wow, guidance. Cool. We love load. All right, that's an 18 plus so 22, and then a little bit of a guidance 23.
Okay. You are fairly certain. You know that, like, back in the day, having issues with owlbears, which simply don't live up this high, and that's why it kind of strikes your memory, is that bandits used to have issues with owlbears on a specific, when they started getting near a specific peak. And it was always like, we just don't patrol over there. That's owlbear territory, as weird as it is. Like, there's not even like food for owlbears up this way. Like, it makes sense that griffins live up here. It makes sense that, some of like the ice cats can live up here because they can take out the mountain goats. Owlbears typically live further down the mountainside. So to have them up here was weird. It wasn't anything the bandits needed to worry about. They were just like, we just don't go over there.
Yeah.
So you know that there's like a forbidden peak that is pretty close to where you passed by earlier, and might also be why you directed Volderol to the right when there was the potential to go left. But yes, that would definitely like stick in your memory.
Okay, we're gonna have to backtrack. We're gonna have to take the path that. Were you trying to get us to go a different direction?
Horse nods.
Okay. Why didn't you say something?
Horse shrugs.
I don't know. I kind of like him this way.
They're well. Good thing is they're in a section with no bandits. Bad news is they're in a section with a surprising number of owl bears. So
I think we need to talk less and run more because Clarence is being actively chased by a hungry owl bear. If you say
Right.
that there's no food for them here.
right, there's no food up here for them.
Well, there's a
Big-
lupu, so.
Right. Okay. So
I'm gonna lean down a little bit so Marley can like pull Mochi up onto the horseback.
Uppies. Let's go.
Puppies.
I will
Full
click my tent
circle.
back into a rod, sling it on my back. Ooh, cozy. Snuggle into Marley for body heat. Body heat.
Lots of more than body heat. It's like
Yeah.
this is great. This is
Can I dry my cloak on Marley at this point?
Stop making it weird on my back and I take it off.
Weird. Okay,
So
I'm a
we're
warm, spongy horse going to save my friend from an owl bear. I swear to God, if this doesn't get me points with half, I don't know what will.
yeah, we are pushing like what can fit on a horse a little bit here, but that's
Yeah.
fine. Okay,
I'm only
The
3
Volderol
fantasy. It's fantasy.
goes. Yeah, you get two large and like one small. Technically, it's fine.
Hmm.
You go. Volderol goes galloping back in the direction that you came from, towards that rock. You pass by the stone and start to wind your way up this spire mountain as well. Clarence, what would you like to do?
Oh, okay. So they're already coming up the hill. Is that what's or they like what is that?
They are coming up the hill. You cannot see them. You are going towards the peak. So we're going to
Okay.
do a bit of a turn order with this. It's going to
Yep.
be Clarence, Owlbear, and then your companions.
Uh-huh.
They have 2 turn orders before they will reach you.
Okay. Am I at the peak or not at the peak yet?
Not yet.
Not
You're,
yet,
you're
okay.
heading towards it. Yeah.
Okay. So well, okay, there's a couple things I could do, but which ones are the right options? Okay. I am just going to continue dashing very quickly up this thing, and because of Long Strider, my speed is now 40. So we're just gonna keep taking off towards the top, and Clarence is going to be looking, as Clarence approaches the top, is going to be looking for like a location out in the distance, maybe further down the mountain. Is like can I see like a town? Can I see a tent? Can I see a mushroom horse running up the mountain? Like these like Clarence is gonna be looking for just like things besides the owlbear.
Give me a perception check.
That is that is a 15.
Okay. You can look out and see the Humblewood. I think what hits you first is there is a building at the peak of this spire. It is made of stone, wood, and glass. And it has these very intricate designs carved into it. But what you would notice, perhaps most significantly, is there is a large... I'm trying to think how Clarence would see this. What looks like a telescope coming out of it. I think Clarence, hanging out with Mochi enough, this is an observatory.
Oh, okay. All right, people. There's people here. Hello. My name's Clarence and I need help.
As you look towards the north, even through the blizzard, you can see watchfires, which you would probably identify as being the bandit fortress. Very far off, but you could still see it from your vantage point here. And then again, you can look out to the Humblewood. You can see the avium, which is giving off its own magical light. You can see just far off in the distance the Alderheart, and maybe just the very far edges of the Humblewood itself. Not far enough out to the Scorched Grove, but pretty far. Your calls get no response, and the owlbear pursues. Okay. For the other four of you, I am presuming that you continue upwards. Clarence, you do not see them because they are essentially like below you on like a spiral staircase, if you want to think of it that way. But yes, continuing to trot up, gallop up even. I'm going to need a dexterity saving throw from Volderall, carrying everybody.
I was going to ask if I can help Volderall with either haste or freedom of movement.
You could do either, yeah.
In that case, I'm going to go with haste because freedom of movement is 4th level, and fuck that.
Okay. So Volderall hasted then.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Nick.
I was gonna. I mean, Mochi. She's gonna do the thing where you like grab whatever spongy, mushroomy version Volderall made of a mane. Throw one hand up behind and go, woo! And cast haste that way. Make it a proper rodeo.
Very unsettling.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Haste, is that double speed?
Double speed, +2 to AC, advantage on dexterity saving throws, and an extra action. Either attack, dash, disengage, or hide.
Beautiful. So Volderall, give me a dexterity saving throw with advantage then.
Okay.
As a horse.
As a horse. Okay. So
You have 4 legs. How bad can it be?
oh, thank God for the advantage. That's 19. It would have been a nat 1.
Okay. There is a point as you are, again, a horse spiraling, which is, I mean, it's constantly turning into something. Your hooves slip just for a second on a little bit of ice, but you were able to catch yourself, keep everybody on your back, and continue upwards. You pass by a cave mouth, which, not that any of you would notice any difference to it, but does not have wind whipping around it at this point. And you are able to, with haste in this single action, not two, reach the top of this mountain. There you would find an observatory. You would find Clarence backing towards the edge of this plateau, and a very large snowy owlbear stalking slowly towards them. And that is where we're going to take our break.
Okay.
No.
So around, folks. We will be back shortly, about 10 to 15. Go ahead and do the things, take care of yourselves. And then when we come back, we will do the giveaway for Fauna and Flora piece of merch, a little t-shirt for you. So stick around. We'll be back. Welcome back, everybody, to Humblewood, the Unwelcome Winter. I am Derek. I'm your GM for this game. We are going to be jumping back in just a moment. But before we do, I do want to say some stuff about our campaign, our charity campaign for this D&D campaign, which is Fauna and Flora International. Fauna and Flora International is a wonderful organization. I am very happy that these folks have chosen to support for this game. They have a number of ongoing projects which do a lot of good in the world. We are very proud to support them. Just a couple of things. They have over 120 conservation projects around the world which are currently ongoing. 321 partners supported, including governments, universities, businesses, and local NGOs. They work in over 40 countries across Africa, the Americas, Eurasia, and Asia Pacific, and they've been going for over 120 years. Their current campaign right now is the brown bear appeal, as it is listed. So currently, right now in Romania, the Romanian government has approved a bear cull. If approved, over 220 bears would be terminated from their natural habitats. And this is one of the things that Fauna and Flora works with, is as humanity and our environments tend to collide with natural environments, that begins to create a bit of friction. And typically humanity is the winner in that, and nature is not. So Fauna and Flora International is trying to raise money right now so that they can equip wildlife intervention teams to safely relocate bears, provide shepherds with electric fences so that bears are kept away from any orchards or from any livestock. And they're trying to breed and introduce specialist livestock guarding dogs. Karelian bear dogs are actually pretty typical in that part of the world. They're amazing large dogs which aren't afraid of bears and bark until the bears go away. They're actually incredibly effective, but they are a rarer breed of dog and take a lot of training. So the money goes into that as well. So anything you donate helps for all of Fauna and Flora International, but this is their current campaign that they're working on right now. So a lot of the money is going towards that at this moment. Yeah, we're just trying to, protect wildlife all over, as this game itself is a bit about how the balance of nature and industry and everything else kind of can, when it comes into a sense of imbalance, bad things happen. And so we need to have that balance there. We need to respect that we as people are part of nature, that we ourselves are fauna, that we are animals that need to also be a part of our natural biomes. So anything you donate is very much appreciated. And like I said, we are doing a giveaway. So if you do want to enter, you can enter in chat #lost, or if you're old, #lost, and you can enter to win a t-shirt. We will announce the winner at the end of our game, so you have an hour and a half to enter that. Okay, let's jump back into stuff. So you all find yourselves at the top of a spire mountain. Mochi and Argus and Marley atop Mushroom Horse Volderall. Clarence being backed towards the precipice by a large owl bear. Let's go ahead and roll for initiative, and we can see what you all would like to do.
Okay.
Okay. Did anybody get above a 20?
Finally.
What'd you roll?
22.
Hey.
Okay, so 20 to 17. Nobody? Okay.
Wait,
I'm not
2017?
2017. I'm not looking at faces, so verbally shout out. There we go. I have your faces back. So yes, 20 to 17. Anybody?
Oh, 19, 17, 20, yeah.
19. Okay. So Volroll. Okay. 16 to 13. Okay. Let's see. There. All right. 12 to 9.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. Argus. Okay. And then
9.
9 for Mochi.
And I got 10.
Okay. Okay, so
This with my
Clarence,
advantage. This is going
and
great.
then Mochi. So we have
I'll just
Marley, Boulderall, the Owlbear, Argus, Clarence, Mochi. Cool. Marley up first. You still atop Boulderall. See the site? You have the observatory just to your right. So if we're going to think about this like plateau, like a clock, the observatory is going to be dead center. Clarence and the Owlbear are going to be towards like the 10 o'clock, 11, and you all just came up right at the 6. So you can see them. They're about 30 feet away from you. What would you like to do?
Glorious. I would like to use my long jump and throw myself from the back of the horse. I have 30 feet for a long jump.
Okay.
And I don't know if I can attack, like if that's like an action if I can attack as well when I arrive, but
I think you can. I think that's just your movement.
yeah, the thought is hopefully to just kind of like arrive and with my sword, just like that, obviously.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm so upset that I actually have this map, but I was like, I'm not going to need this one. Okay, go ahead and attack.
Okay.
Oh, that's not
That's not excellent. Well, 14?
14 hits.
Oh, all right. Okay. That's less good. That's a 9. 9 damage.
Okay. Still, it's something.
It's something for sure.
All right. Anything else for your turn?
No, I've used all my movement, so yep.
Yeah.
We're right there.
Alrighty. Next up, Volderol.
Okay, Voldemort, Akira bike slides as a horse,
Sure.
and then and then drops wild shape, so he can let the other two down without dropping them off. I've got speech of ancient beasts. Does that count with this guy, or do I have to like spend a slot to use a normal talk of animals?
Is that one of your druidic abilities?
Yeah.
I don't think you need to spend a slot for that. I don't think
Okay.
so.
Does this guy count as an ancient beast though? It says with natural world. Oh no, great beasts. Does this count as a great beast?
I don't know what a great beast technically is. Is this part of your druid thing, or is this a Humblewood thing?
This is a Humblewood thing.
It's a Humblewood thing. Okay. I'm going to say sure. Why not? Because I don't know how Humblewood clarifies what a great beast is. So yes, I'm going to look that up. But in the meantime, go ahead and you can converse with this thing.
Okay. Cool. I'm just gonna like as we land, I'm just gonna say to it, whoa, stand down. Great beast of the mountains, far from home. Wait. Sorry, what's Clarence's race called again? What was it called?
Lupu.
Lupu. Cool. Leave this Lupu. They are under great protection.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for persuasion.
Love it.
With advantage, actually.
Oh, double love it. Thank you. Okay, that's a 15 and a. Okay, I'll take the 15. I'm just getting
15.
that once today for my doubles. It's great.
Okay, so the owlbear facing down Clarence takes a blade to its hind and turns to face Marley, but as it does, out of the corner of its eye, it catches you, Volderol, change from mushroom horse back into druidic Mapok, and then speak to it in a language that it understands, a language it actually understands much better than you might know. You all would watch as we are going to step out of combat order. Sorry to cut that short. The owlbear holds up a paw to Marley's blade and just very gently pushes it down. and takes a step back, rears on its hind
This is not
legs,
druid.
and reforms itself into its druidic form. And you would see a rather injured, old injuries on this individual. This is, they're a reindeer. So they are one of the servant folk. And there's a grayness to their already kind of like wintry fur. Their eyes are cataract somewhat. There are numerous like adornments to their furry antlers with webs and ferns and living things all kind of decorated and interweaving through them. And they wear robes which you would recognize as being similar to Volderol's but different in color and much more worn to them and much warmer as well. There's wrappings to their hands to try to keep as much warmth in as possible. And as they take their form, they go from this mighty owlbear to this hunched reindeer leaning on a staff in the snow. Oh, sorry, you should have said something earlier.
It's fine. It was weird that I was out here. I am Volderol of the Mushroom Grove. I do a bow and give a druidic motion with my hands. It is good to see another of the faith here.
And he matches that. I am Lathander Silverkiss. I am the last of this branch of the Crystal Expanse.
The last? What happened to the others?
Would you all care for some tea?
Yeah, now that you're not trying to eat me anymore.
Sorry about that. I thought, I was just trying to scare you. I thought you were going to run down, honestly.
Well, I thought we could be friends, and I was right.
I suppose you were. And he gestures for the observatory.
Yeah, we would definitely
whisper to Clarence and just go, "This doesn't count as an owlbear anymore."
Yeah, but it's still a cool friend.
Yeah, but it's not an owlbear friend.
Yeah, but it can be an owlbear friend.
Yeah, but it isn't.
Oh, okay, guys. I'm gonna like as they're arguing each other. We would love the tea. Thank you very much.
Yes, children. Yes.
Angle the children towards wherever he's going.
And he does gesture for you to enter the observatory. And as he gestures, the large door and opens, allowing entrance to it. And as you all step inside, you can see a circular building. There is a seat which is connected to the observatory, like telescope itself, which has a number of eyepieces and interlocking mirrors, and it's this great contraption that would probably, Mochi, your inventor brain is in awe of, with all of these brass interlocking pieces that are all also very delicately engraved with a lot of natural symbols to them. It is warm in here, though there is no chimney. There is a fire blazing, you can probably tell is magical in nature. A number of chairs, a table, and a kettle, which is already brewing. And Lathander walks in after the rest of you, the door closing behind him, and shuffles off a bit of snow that had already gathered on his shoulders, puts his cloak by the door, leaning heavily on the staff, walks over to the fire and begins to pick up the kettle and pour tea for you all. I wasn't aware that the other druid circles were even aware that we were here anymore. It had been quite some time. I assumed they'd written us off.
No, well, I personally operate a little bit outside usually, but I was told that I could meet with some of you, and I saw your sorry, what's it called again? The druid markings on the rock?
Just druidic.
Okay, druidic, yes. I noticed you're druidic on the path there. But what
It's
happened?
We were attacked quite some time ago.
That's why you drive people off as an owlbear.
It's a survival tactic that I have to try to keep what we have here still safe. Do you know what the Crystal Expanse does? I doubt any of you have ever met one of my kind, and we typically don't come this far south, but...
No, just heard of him, but I can't say it's in my wheelhouse.
Well, in short, we are abject failures.
The crystal out.
The Crystal Expanse was put in place as a branch of the Tenders, the mighty tree of the Tenders, to prevent an eternal winter.
Oh, then yes, I suppose so.
We had feared for very long that the winter would come from the north, from the hoarfrost. That is always encroaching, but this one came from everywhere. And being the last one, I was powerless to do anything to stop it. I am not the last of the Crystal Expanse, I hope. I have not been in contact with any other of the branches for quite some time, but again, most of them are to the north. I was placed here to watch over myself, my brothers and sisters were placed here to watch over something of great importance. And that thing is gone now. And he points to Clarence, and you saw what happened to all of those brothers and sisters. Or at least the aftermath of it.
Oh, no. Oh. So
he didn't need them.
Well, wait, who attacked you?
We had always kept ourselves quiet up on this mountain. The natural storms that we could create obscured us from any issues that we might have. And yet through those storms, they came all the same. We figured it was a matter of time, them being nearby anyway. We had always let the bandit fortress be, not really under our purview, but they came all the same. And through our defenses, they cut us down one by one.
I side-eye Argus.
Argus is blank-faced.
Of course.
Well, why did they attack you? Did you steal something from them, or were you trying to kick them off the mountain, or were they just being mean?
They came for an item that we had, that we did not take from them.
The crystal thing? Mochi, what is it called? Mochi.
Borealis. I knew that. I wasn't paying attention, but I knew it. Borealis.
Yeah, I was told that I could find more information here, or we could find more information here, rather, but, well.
Mochi's just been staring at the telescope.
Oh my god, the telescope! I don't know if Mochi's staring at it or if Mochi's climbing it at this point with like little raccoons and going, and this is lateral, and this is, oh my god, making sketches for her dad.
The Borealis is just a part of what we were protecting, a fragment, really. Borealis's power was meager compared to what we had. No, to be fair, the Borealis, again, being a piece of it, what we had was not of its full power. But they came for the chalice.
Oh,
that is what.
No.
Clarence, stop pretending you know what he's talking about.
You don't remember that class?
I wasn't in class, Clarence. I wasn't in school. I didn't pass the entrance exam. If you please excuse me,
Marley
I'm
makes
take apart this telescope.
like a cutting motion with her hand. Stop. Points at Clarence. What is he talking about?
Well, I mean, he's the druid, but
Clarence, you can roll for Arcana or History.
What? You don't like my he's the druid?
Lathander's just like leaning over his staff, just looking at you.
Yes.
Come on, tell me, what is it?
Come on.
What do you know,
Let's see if
child?
you know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, you don't know the chalices? Oh, jeez, of
You
course.
don't know about our most honored secret? Weird.
That's a 19.
Okay. The chalice of, I'm going to make sure I get the amaranthine right. The chalice of Altus, the amaranthine of the storms, is an artifact that is said to be given from the god Altus, the god of storms himself. It is, as far as anyone is aware, a literal giant, like Stanley Cup-esque chalice that, when utilized properly, can control storms and the weather itself. When used improperly, here we are.
I mean, Althus is the one who's like the god of storms that hasn't stopped this storm. So Mochi has a lot of opinions on Althus right now. So she's half raccoon ear listening, and she's just gonna.
So is Clarence sharing that?
Yeah. So it's a big it's probably larger than I am chalice, and when used properly it does really awesome weather stuff, but when it's used improperly it does really bad weather stuff. And then that, in combination with the crystal, they're kind of just like two pieces of a puzzle, and when you put them together it creates a really, really bad winter, I guess.
That makes sense. You can amplify the power of the crystal with it.
Oh, but how
That's
many
very
pieces are in
good.
the puddles? 2 pieces? 3 pieces?
The
7?
Borealis was a fragment of the chalice from long ago. Otherwise, it was all in a singular piece, which we kept here, as safe as possible at a place where we thought no one would ever find it.
I mean, there's a really big telescope here that other people might be able to see from a distance.
We've obscured it as best we could with magical storms.
I mean, we didn't see it till we got here, I suppose, but still. So, do you know why they took it?
I don't. There's, as far as I'm aware, no reason for the bandits to even want to take an item such as this. I don't understand how they could benefit from an eternal winter.
Unless they were doing it with somebody else. Being paid, maybe.
Or being forced to do it.
You think
Who would
so?
wish for something like this?
Okay, yeah, just because they're bandits doesn't mean they're automatically bad guys.
No, that. You know what? That's very fair, Clarence. I apologize.
They killed all of my friends. Just
No. I'm not saying they didn't do. Look. I'm not saying they
like we don't have to do a
Murder.
both sides to
Murder
this.
might
Is
be
kind of what I'm
a
saying.
remaining druid. Don't worry, the mass murderers are pretty cool.
No.
I mean, it's because we got Argus with us, so I'm like, oh, I guess yeah, just the bandits. But there's like, yeah, they did kill everyone actually.
Yeah,
They killed
but also
all
maybe they
of
were forced to
them.
do that too. I'm just saying.
At what point do you have to take responsibility for yourself, Clarence?
Yeah, but Marley has fire powers, and it's not like we're gonna blame her for the Scorched Grove.
Actually, we probably should talk about that sometime.
Again,
How
just
did
Marley
Marley
get
get fire
fire powers?
powers?
Cutting
That is a
motion.
very good point, actually.
No. We're done here. This think about this for a second. Just kind of think it through, maybe. We have bandits, people who routinely take things that are not theirs for their own benefit. If you have an entire world of people who are no longer here versus a group of people who do nothing but take what they want for their own benefit, who's going to stop them? Everyone out there is so weak. They don't have any food. They can't stay warm. Everything is theirs for the taking if they wanted to. They could come down off this mountain and take whatever they wanted.
But it's been years. Why would they done it already?
Because the longer you wait, the weaker they are, the easier it is to take what you want. All they have to do is wait until everyone is gone. And then just turn it off, just like that. Magically, the whole world is theirs. Everything they've ever wanted. They could just waltz right into the avium and take anything they wanted out of the Shadow Vault.
But they already went to Avium and took all the Winter Shell Vault.
But not everybody's gone yet. They don't want to draw attention to themselves yet.
So it sounds like the best way to figure this out is to get hold of a bandit.
We all kind of turn and look at Argus at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
If only we had a bandit nearby who knew
Am I
stuff.
the only one who finds the step from stealing things that aren't yours to complete genocide a little fast and a little far?
Well, it's been
It seems
5
like-
years. Power's power. And
You think?
a bandit with the power to control the weather.
I mean, maybe they didn't intend it to go this far in the beginning, but maybe they can't even turn it off now. Maybe they don't even know what they have.
Possible.
I guess, does your family really want to rule over a winter wasteland?
I didn't get the question. This is like the first time they've been confronted with the question. I don't know what my father wants.
Sounds like I might have to go and ask him.
I mean, we're up here. Seems like I've been destined to be back here as much as I want to be away from here. But if my father has both items and he's a bandit and I'm a bandit, then I will steal it back and return them to the rightful places. Because this shit sucks.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, not super loving this whole thing. But we need a plan. Obviously, there are enough bandits to come in here and overpower an entire druid enclave. We can't just storm in.
Because this place, this section of the mountain used to terrify the bandits here. It was pretty much off limits.
Because of the owlbears.
Because of the owlbears.
Right.
But now that they have the power to, they were able to overwhelm and gain the confidence to attack. Marley's right.
I mean, Marley kind of holds up her hands. She says, I don't know if I'm right, but I mean,
Certainly on the right track.
it just fits a little too well.
No, you have it on the dot. Weakness is what bandits, what my father, strive to exploit. And he is willing to wait a very long time to make sure he makes the right time. He'll wait 5, 10, 15 to get what he wants. I don't know what he wants, but he'll wait that long for it.
Okay, so it's time to kick some evil bandit butt.
Yeah, I think I turn to the druid. If you don't mind putting us up for a bit, we could all use a rest before we head in. Time to plan.
You all are welcome to stay here as long as you need. You clearly have some shit to sort out, so
Yeah.
yes.
Speaking of
which-
which,
Message to Mr.
Um,
Howitzer? Not you. Other
Lathander.
Sir.
Yes.
Lathander. Mr. Lathander. Do you want me to try and send a message to an archmage who can try to get a message to other people of your order so you don't have to be up here alone anymore?
I appreciate that, but I don't think that this branch of the order needs to exist for very much longer. We were not successful in our first goal, and I have been waiting a very long time to know that someone was going to come do something about this.
Second part of the question.
Yes.
If you don't need the telescope anymore, can I have it?
Fuck it, sure. Why not?
To have this telescope? Can I?
Clubhouse.
Love it.
I love you so much, Mr. Lavender.
And while I'm doling out stuff that technically never belonged to me in the first place, reaches like behind into his cloak and pulls out a sickle, very ornately decorated. There are all different types of like arcane foci and like animal bones and things like that, which are kind of dangling from the handle. And he hands it over to Volderol.
Oh, this is nice work. Like he's really checking out. This is Voldemort's bag right here.
This belonged to the head of our order. I have kept it safe until I found a druid that I believed was going to do actual good in this world. You may not be a member of our order, you may not be even a tender anymore. But I have high hope for you. And I hope that it does well for you when you need it to.
Thank you, Lysander. I will do what you could not with my friends here. But all the same, you should be somewhere safe. Maybe you can.
Oh, I'll be somewhere just fine. You don't worry about me. And goes to look around the room. Clarence, sorry for scaring you. You got a good mind. And, if you want to pick up a little druid here and there, I think you could do it.
Really? Oh, thanks. I like learning new things.
Argus, you got a good heart. Our past doesn't have to define us. And I think you know that better than most. Marley, good luck.
Sorry about the stabbing part. Sorry about that.
No, you don't have to apologize. Honestly, you got it. Just good luck, okay? Just, trust in yourself, okay? I'm not messing with any of that. I'm on my way out and I'm not looking to make enemies. And Mochi, I'll say hi to Hath for you. And he goes to walk for the door, which opens for him. And you would watch as he steps out into the swirling blizzard winds and very steadily, for just a moment, becomes one with them and is gone. And the door closes slowly behind him.
Can we all just watch a man die together?
I was gonna say no worries about having an existential crisis about someone just walking off into the snow and
No, that's pretty standard for druids. Actually, that's like.
Oh, okay, that's the druid send off. Okay.
That's the
Yeah,
thing. It's very turtle turning into petals in Kung Fu Panda levels. Of,
Oh God!
I know it's very.
I saw that play. I saw that play. Yeah.
It's a very good play.
play.
By the Fire Island players, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. It's
What's the opposite of inspiration? Just like disadvantage for everyone?
I mean, that's complications.
That is a complication, yeah. Okay. You all find yourselves in an observatory, which is stocked with some rations. There is tea. You can tell that the druid had been kind of, using his magic to make sure that there was some food here, that there was a level of comfort. It is warm in this observatory. You do have hot springs below, should you want to utilize those. But otherwise,
bodies,
yeah, if you want to drag out some skeletons. But yes, you all are presumably safe. There is, as far as you're aware, no reason for anyone else to come up here. The bandits kind of did what they needed to do, and as far as they know, didn't leave anybody left. What would you all like to do at this point?
I do really want to ask Marley like what's going on, because we're going to go into this all together. You know, so we've got to watch our backs, and we should know what's happening. There's obviously something with Marley. I'd probably just ask that flat out. Look, Marley, I know you keep a lot of secrets, and that's fine. But when it comes to all of our lives, we need to know that everything's on the up and up. You've not exactly been very subtle about it, so if there's something going on with you, something, and he rubs the small of his back where like he's got like a weird heat rash, something mystically flammable, maybe you could share with the class.
I am so incredibly confused. Have I done anything to make any of you, and she like looks around at everybody, to make any of you think that I would hurt you?
No one's saying we don't trust you. Just we want to know as a group, what our abilities are. We're not saying, whoa. We're not saying that you're dangerous. We just want to know what's going on. I haven't known you that long, but last I noticed, you didn't have the power to summon fire.
You don't know anything about me.
You're right. That's why I'm asking.
I don't think it's any of your business what I can.
The fact that you're being so
do.
defensive makes it more suspicious, and it
Right.
makes me trust you.
I have done nothing to make any of you distrust me.
Not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet.
Look, guys, we just want to know what's going on. No, Marley, no one's saying anything. Argus, I'm sure Marley's got our backs. But Marley, we need to know what's going on. Like, Argus here, we're all aware of his past now. No one's asking you anything specific. We just need to know what's going on with the fire thing. Like, it could be useful for us up against this problem.
I think it's been useful this far.
Right.
So you just want to know the source?
Yeah, just what is it?
Are we asking Mochi and Clarence about where their magic comes from?
God, and they're
yeah. Mostly God, yeah.
Is it
God and a nerd? There you go.
God is yours. Do you have a god? God
Clarence, don't wave.
Is it specifically because I can wield fire, and that's why we're so upset? Is that what this is?
No one's
curious to know what it is in general.
Right.
No
We just want to know what we're dealing with. We're all going to work as a team.
More of the fact that it's sudden and new. Because when I got my powers, it was sudden and new, and I was a little freaked out. So I asked people, "Hey, what's up with this?" And when Clarence got magic, you know, that was pretty fucked up too, because they did some really weird things, but they got into school and like they got guided. And suddenly you have magic that you didn't have before, and we're not supposed to mention it. And I wasn't suspicious until people pointed out that the fact that you don't want to talk about it is a little strange. Because, you know, if you're a cleric, you can have like a cool holy symbol, and I don't think I've seen you pray, but I don't think all gods point you to pray. But it's just new.
Right.
I mean, I'm down with new, but
how new
get
is
the
it
cool
really
fire?
when none of you know me? We all lived together in the same town, and I recognize each of you in passing. I know nothing about any of you. For all you know, I've had this power the entire time and used it well so that I could keep the town fed.
Well, considering your behavior's changed since you've gotten it,
You've suddenly become a bit more defensive and secretive. And if you had this power beforehand, using it to keep you fed, we'd have heard about it.
How so?
Oh, I wouldn't have. I'd have been clueless.
Okay, apart from Mochi, people would have mentioned the woman wandering around.
The ability for a baker to create fire in their oven. Why would anyone have looked at that sideways? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Again, I'm going to say this again. With every defense and deflection you give us in this conversation, the more I distrust you.
I don't want to distrust you either, Marley, but this is coming off weird. What's going on?
The fire just speaks to me.
Speaks to you.
I can't say it any differently than that. She like literally is like taking deep breaths and like visibly trying to calm what is like some obvious agitation. It speaks to me. I don't know how else to describe it.
What's its name?
I haven't asked.
When did it start speaking to you?
At the camp.
That tracks. I don't know if there's anything I can do to like.
Or is a
Is that
fire
also why
talking to
you're
you?
so warm?
Yeah, I'm trying to think like if there's like a way to like
Is that why you're so
investigate.
warm all the time, Marley?
Has Marley actually noticed a change in that, other than the fact that like she doesn't
Everyone's
feel
sweating
cold?
when they get near you.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, like I
yeah.
felt it on my back.
Well, because it was the instance of you taking your cloak off at the camp. Suddenly, it
Mhm.
was everyone was super
Sure.
cold, and you took your cloak off, and
But
then
like, I mean, for her in general, like, does her body actually feel any different, or does she just not notice the cold?
I think that Marley probably notices that she is objectively warmer. Like when she stands in place, the snow melts around her. Like she gives off an ambient warmth that she can also see the effect of on others, because that's the whole thing of it, is that she does emanate warmth in an aura. It's part of her aura.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she is not affected by the cold, but she is also like just on that edge of being uncomfortably warm. Right, it's just like where like that 1/2 temperature difference would push it over into sweating. She's comfortable in the winter, but I think that Marley would definitely notice an innate heat to her.
Well,
Marley?
what other
Jonathan seems
questions do you all have?
well, that was it. That's all I really wanted to know. So we have God, a nerd, and a mysterious voice that talks to you in the flame. That's all I needed to know.
You have a magical sword that talks to you? I read about those.
What? No. What?
Is a sword
Wait.
meant...
Marley, you've always been a warm soul. You've always provided for others. You've always been a source of comfort. But remember that fire, as much as it is bright and warmth, it also burns and hurts. So whatever you're exploring, go on your own journey, and I'll be happy for you. And you're learning new things, and it's great. And you have the potential to help so many more people now. Well, maybe the same amount of people, just in a different way. But you need to be careful.
Marley,
That's
give me
just
a
right.
wisdom saving throw.
Oh no!
Oh dear.
Oh no!
It's fine. It's great. This is super great. That's not the right die. I'm gonna use a reroll on that.
Okay.
It's a 13. Not great. It's not great, but it's not terrible.
The tenets of your order blaze into your mind once again as Clarence is talking to you. What would be a very reasonable recommendation from a friend to be careful falls on your ears as the words of someone who thinks they know more than you. This child who thinks that they can tell you to be safe, that you don't know that fire burns. Of course it burns. Burn is one of your tenets. Even the smallest cinder can erupt into the fires of war. You are a holy torchbearer. You are meant to burn your enemies. How dare Clarence think that they could know to tell you what to do with the power that you have? And the rest of you would see that as Marley's face is presumably, I'm not going to tell you what your character does, Liz, but maybe just twitching a little bit with this thought behind it, and this fire in her eyes seems to be stoked more and more. The fire behind Marley in the hearth is stoked as well, and you would see it start to grow and expand.
Yeah, I definitely think Marley's doing like some deep breathing exercises, and as she does, the fire just kind of like is breathing with
Nice.
her.
Is it expanding like noticeably much larger behind her?
It is getting noticeable. I would say that you all notice that the fire is breathing in tempo with Marley and has definitely grown significantly despite the fuel that was added to it.
Okay. Marley, relax.
Gonna step between Marley and Clarence.
I think seeing that, I think Argus stepping in there makes her deflate. Like, obviously, these people that she trusts think that she's a danger. And I'm gonna go outside. I'm literally just gonna like go outside and sit in the snow.
You would watch as Marley exits the door. All of a sudden, this room feels noticeably colder. The fire is just in cinders at this point. Just it needs to be rebuilt. It has been nearly snuffed out. And yet, as you look at the wooden floor, you can see that there are scorch marks, blackened pieces of the wood where the fire was reaching its tendrils out towards you. And Marley, you sit in the snow, not even partially aware of how impossibly cold it is to sit out here. What would the rest of you like to do?
I think we should. What time is it roughly in the day at the moment?
We're probably getting past noon at this point.
Okay. I think we should take time to rest up and make some plans. Mochi, can you check on Marley in a bit?
Yeah, I figured I'd give her a minute or two.
Yeah.
I was going to ask Derek because I have my cool eye. Mochi isn't walking after Marley straight away, but the eye is going with Marley straight away.
Oh, just so you know, Anniek, you're a little quiet on my end. Is anybody asking that?
Yeah, I think just a little.
Okay. Can't hear you at all now. I know. Technical stuff.
Oh.
I didn't touch anything.
There you go. You're good.
Okay.
So,
I literally touched
yes.
nothing. No, I was sending the eye after Marley first.
What is the
Okay.
eye?
I have. Oh, it's a present my dad got. Well, my mom and dad got me. My dad sent it to my mom, and then my mom gave it to me.
Is it fireproof?
Good question.
Is it invisible?
I mean, it's a rare, wondrous item, so it should be.
I'm mostly curious what it looks like because my brain immediately filled in the floating eyes from The Cat Returns. That's
Oh, nice.
what
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, oh yeah, that's
Love that
not
movie.
creepy at all.
It's basically a single polished. The part that you would see, because I'm keeping the rest. It sort of hovers out of a clockwork thing.
Mhm.
You would see a single polished glass orb the size of an eye.
So think of like Doctor Strange, like the Eye of Agamotto that he has in the movie, and there's the time stone inside.
Right.
The thing that's following Marley is like the time stone, and otherwise it kind of looks like a very almost steampunky-esque version of the Eye of Agamotto.
It's,
Mhm.
I'm gonna keep it like high enough that it's not like intrusive, like in her aura. It's more like it's keeping an eye on Marley and the approach of the observatory because it has true sight, all kinds of good stuff. So it's watching Marley and part of the surroundings because apparently we're near a bandit fort.
Cool. Okay. So
And
keeping an
once
eye
he
on Marley.
emotionally cools down. Maybe.
We'll
but
get
not-
to
not
Marley
right
here in a
now.
moment.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah.
Maybe not right
Okay, let's go around. Clarence, is there anything you would like to do in this moment?
Clarence is going to busy themselves and not go after Marley like a good little Lubu. And it's going to be like tidying up this space, like basically just going around using prestidigitation to get rid of some dirt and stuff like that. And then, if pick up any books or loose pieces of parchment, just completely organize.
Stress cleaning.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yes, a druid has been living here by himself for quite some time. There's a lot of dirt shoes coming through here. So
Yeah, I think I'm stopping kind of like, whoa, that's important. Don't move that. You don't clean there. Jeez.
Cleaning.
Do you have any idea how important that spider web is?
Yeah, that's whoa.
Yeah.
The angles are worn off.
Move it over there.
Yeah, that thing
That
is
spider web's older
load-bearing.
than you are.
That thing's load bearing. Don't
That
take
spider
that
web is
wrong.
low bearing.
It looks like a pile of like bones and sticks. It's like, whoa, that's super important. You can't take that.
Okay. Go ahead.
Mochi does want to walk over to Clarence while they're stress cleaning, because Mochi will encourage stress cleaning because she lives here now. Needs to take this available clean. And halfway through, Clarence like trying to decide whether the books go alphabetical by title or by author or by genre, and then within genre by author by title.
By how dirty they are.
Or by color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Clarence, no, please.
How dare you?
Is going to give Clarence a hug and say, I think you tried real well with Marley. And I'm glad that Albert didn't eat you, even though it doesn't count as a cool Albert friend, but just a cool druid friend who then... Let's just call it ascended for peace of mind.
I mean, it was kind of cool though.
So cool.
Yeah, right? Thanks, Mochi. I mean, I think out of all of us, you probably understand some of what Marley's going through the most because, one day you just randomly had a god talking to you and that was kind of weird.
I was so wild. I thought someone was pulling a prank until it turned out I could do actual magic.
Yeah, but then you could do magic and you got good things on
It
you.
was very cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of magic, I need you to be real careful in the future, okay? And gonna like pat Clarence on the head. And even though we're going to be resting, Mochi's gotten a little paranoid nowadays, and she's gonna cast Death Ward on Clarence because you're my little bunny friend, and you need to be okay.
Oh. Mochi, we're like completely safe now. Yeah, but like literally the bandits are like really far away. I saw they camp from the top of the hill.
Yeah,
Mountain.
but also Volderol just told us that a spider web is load bearing, so this entire place might be a death trap, and we wouldn't find out until it's too late.
No, it's like a spiritual, mystical load, not like the actual physical building. You're okay. You can. I'm just gonna put it over here though, and he like wanders by and picks up the totem and moves it.
Everything creaks a little.
Yeah.
okay.
Everything seems to move slightly if he moves it.
Look, I just need you to like not wander off into a hot spring and drown, okay? Just
Okay, first off, that wasn't my fault. If anything, that was whoever drew that teleportation and not Roberta, because Roberta is a learned
just
student
charged
and
it.
does really,
It was
really
fine.
well.
Oh, I was gonna send to my mom to ask if Roberta was okay.
You should probably do that.
I should probably do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
that's
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
We're like you said, we're completely perfectly fine now, and I won't need my spell slots at all for the next 8
Exactly.
hours.
We're completely
Hi,
perfectly
Mom.
fine.
How's Roberta? Also, I got an observatory. It's real cool. No cousins. Gotta stay clean. Say hi to Dad.
You are in so much trouble. How dare you drag Bobby into all of that? She has a year's detention. Love you.
So Mom's alive.
Yeah, okay,
She's
well, what's the
got
but?
She's got a year's worth of detention.
That's 2 semesters.
That's
Also,
so
Mom's so
unfair.
mad at me.
Oh my gosh, send your mom right now and
I
tell
don't
her that
spell
I'll
slots
take.
anymore, Clarence.
Well, if we did break into a super
spell
important
slot.
thing.
Okay, well, sometime tomorrow or the next day, you send a message to your mom and tell her that I'll take the year's worth of detention. Roberta
You
did
don't go
nothing
to
wrong.
school there.
Yeah, didn't you leave?
Go here.
Hush, mystical voice in the attic.
What did you all think was gonna happen? She would get like house points or something? Like
That's what happens. You
I
get
mean, she
35
uncovered a
life
secret.
points.
She
Yeah.
uncovered a secret plot.
Yeah, but
to
it's
let
a
you all
joke.
know, detention is just Roberta helping your mom with classwork, which she did already. That's all detention is, and it's
I
just
love that.
Bobby thanked her for a year's.
Bobby thanked her.
Honestly, she would. She
Yeah.
would.
Honestly, yeah.
But yeah, I think when Mochi's mom first went, "You're in so much trouble," Mochi just went, "Oh no!" And at the end, when she finished relating this to Clarence, like, "No, you know what? I'm a high priestess and an adult. My mom can't get me in trouble anymore.
My mom can't ground me. I'm a
Yeah.
high priestess.
My mom can't drown me. I'm the high priestess. I have an observatory now.
Grow into
Mom, I
your
have a
own
faith
cult.
militant.
Mom, not in front of the cult.
I'm a
Chapter.
pope now, Mom. You can't say that to the pope. Okay.
I'm gonna
Yes,
take the time.
please,
to, like,
please, Volderall, please get us back.
Yeah, yeah. Volderall's just like this place is like it's a druidic hut with an observatory attached, right? Like a massive massive telescope observatory attached.
Yeah, kind of like almost like a windmill tower without the
Right.
windmill with an observatory. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So this
Little
product.
map in the Humblewood chat if you wanna.
Oh,
get
sweet.
the-
I will do that while I'm still talking, so I look like I'm not. I had it ready already.
Yeah.
Can't do that. Okay. So
You- so you know.
Volderall's wandering around. He's like getting all the druidic bits and bobs together. Even though he left the tenders and he's not thanks, and he's not really up with the conspiracy, he still respects them, and he really respects, despite only making them for a little while. Is it Lysander? Was it
Lathander.
One more time.
Lysander?
Lathander, yeah.
Lathander. Yeah, like he's seeing that Lathander spent the last of his days out here doing what he could, even though he said it was a failure. Really spoke to something in Voldemort, who's been spending his time alone, separate as well. So he's like really taking time to reverently move the druidic stuff around, assuming that Mochi's going to take over this place entirely. He's not going to try and fight her over it, so he's just going to move this stuff out. But after a little while, he's going to look out
Try
the.
if you want.
What?
You can leave a shrine or two if you want, if that's what you want to do. But
I think-
I honestly, I'm cool with the spider webs, but tone it down on the mud.
Well, I mean, we've moved now. The mystic's all off. I'd have to spend like a whole afternoon resetting all the. It's a whole thing, but I
What
think
if
that.
you want like a little altar or like a little tree or a little water thing or a little.
Yeah, I
fish
think
here.
that might be good outside, maybe
Yeah.
something in their honor.
You just make something nice that doesn't
Yes.
necessarily read as really dirty.
As a druid, that's weirdly offensive, but okay. I'm going to take this stuff and
little
go
dirty.
now. And he goes
Very
outside and like takes it outside.
Not all druids are dirty, Volderol.
Thanks for telling me how my people are, Mochi. And walk
My
past her
best friend's a
outside.
druid.
That's a weird thing to say, and no, they're not. Clarence is right there.
Second best friend.
Clarence just waves to the wall. Like,
As Voldemort walks past like an arm full of stuff, like, what? No. Just keeps moving.
anytime Clarence hears their name, just yes, hi.
I'm
Wait,
Clarence.
Clarence, did you say they were
That's how we beat
husbands?
doppelgangers.
Yeah,
Anytime we say-
yeah, wait for
they
Clarence to
do
wave.
they glare. If the doppelganger does it, then we know that's the fake.
Oh my gosh.
But actually, that does remind him. Clarence, did you say you were at a hot spring?
Oh yeah, there's one just down the hill. When you go down the really really tiny icy path,
Right.
that's really really windy. You should come across a cave, and then inside the cave is a bunch of well, I guess it's the rest of
It's the
What's
grave
the
of the
Clarence
other
word
druids,
for
isn't it?
Yeah.
corpses?
Yeah.
Yeah. Clarence word for
Yeah.
corpse.
Okay, but
A bunch of
that's-
former folk, you know.
Yeah.
Former folk.
But that's where the hot spring is,
Right.
and a bunch
Okay,
of
well-
other tunnels.
Well, there's one. There's probably more. Maybe it'll be good if we took some time to relax a bit as a group. And I like kind of like nod towards Marley outside, sitting in the snow.
Oh, yeah. That could be really good. We could all go for a little swim. But we should probably put them to rest first.
Yeah.
And then we can have a swim.
Absolutely, Clarence, not a problem. And I take the bits outside. I'm setting up like a little, like a druidic shrine. I don't think it'll mean anything to any of the others out there, but it's just something that Voldemort has been thinking about. That if these guys had help, if there'd been more people who are willing to step up, more druids, this wouldn't have to happen this way. My thunder would have had to be the last. So he's got a lot to think about as he's putting together these shrines outside. And I think, how far away was Marley from the room, the observatory?
I mean, I think if there's probably just like a clear, I mean, I imagine there's probably a clear area out in front. She probably literally just like walked right out into the middle of it and just like plopped down, crisscross applesauce style, just sitting in the snow.
Right. Yeah, he's just gonna sit up and like look over to Marley, whether they look back or not, and like give him a nod. Power is difficult, but they'd rather have on side than not. Is everybody else inside still?
We haven't seen what Argus is up to yet, so I will leave that to Christian.
Okay, cool. Then that's what he's doing. He's just building this thing up.
Yeah, Argus is just rekindling the fire.
Okay. Yeah, easy enough to do. You've stoked it back to life.
Yeah.
Nice, normal, not trying to kill you fire.
Yeah, nice, normal, non-magical fire.
Yeah.
Magic. Fuck you.
The fighter credo, yes.
Yeah. And just. No, he's not saying much. I mean, learning that your family or family adjacent is responsible for a massacre is rough. So he's just kind of lamenting or thinking about that, thinking about why they would go this far, what the whole point of it is. Because, yeah, bandits poke at the weak, but poking at the weak, it's not fun. And for a lot of bandits, it's the fun of the hunt, the struggle of the hunt that makes the most sense, that keeps the drive going. You want a challenge. You don't want them weak enough not to fight, so why would you go this far? And like, he knows his father. His father is a challenging man. So why this path? You know? What pushed him to make this choice to change the world as we've known it for the past 5 years? Right. So he's just lamenting with that as he's remaking the fire. It's not saying anything to anybody.
All right. Can I just quickly, in that case, I want to like take a moment. I've got this totem set up pretty good. It's looking pretty nice. I throw some more dirt in it to make sure it's good and set. And then I'm gonna like go over to Marley and roll a clove cigarette and say, Clarence found some hot springs. I think it could be good to go and chill for a bit, or not chill. Sorry, that's uncomfortable. Heat up. Might be nice to go and warm up. No, wait. Look, are you okay, Marley? I understand power is confusing, but I want you to know we're on your side. You just have to trust us.
And yet, I need to be trusted. And that can't happen. That's gestures back to the observatory. That's so obvious from what just happened in there. I can't be trusted with this, whatever this is.
See, something you said got me thinking, and he sits down, about how Mochi had her powers and Clarence had their powers as well and such, and me, of course, as well. But we've all had these abilities for a while. When I was younger, I joined an adventuring group for a while. I thought it was a good way to get out there and show my stuff. I was impetuous, I was impulsive, and I was, for the time, fairly powerful. I didn't think I needed anybody. That's why I didn't join the tenders for any amount of time. But I made a mistake. I got one of my friends hurt. I wasn't trying to. I just wasn't careful enough. And that haunts me. It's why I live alone. It's why I didn't want to come out here. But things need to be done. I don't want you to go down that same path. And I know you're not a kid. I know you're like the guys inside there, but this power is new to you. And if you're not careful, it can consume you, as fire can consume all things. Fire can be a great comfort and help, especially in these times, but only if you are careful with it. I think your power is amazing, Marley, honestly. I just want you to understand what you're dealing with.
I think, again, at that note of be careful, that sound of you can't control this. You don't have control over this. This thing is controlling you. I think that's kind of how Marley interprets that ignition happens again. I think it's very clear on her face that, like, she is frustrated and angry, but again, kind of takes a moment, takes pause to give that, if nothing else, that illusion that she is in control of this, that she can keep it controlled. So I think Voldorel probably sees her go like rigid, sees her go stiff, and takes a couple of really deep breaths. And finally, she kind of sighs. I hear you. Thank you for your concern. Her voice just sounds like tight, like just tightly controlled. Like, I'm so close to snapping, but I know it's not you. I know it's not you that I need to be angry at.
You don't need to be angry at all. And he, as he's saying this, he's like trying to like light his match to have the smoke. And he's striking it and not lighting, striking again, not lighting. Would you mind?
Don't think that's a good idea right now.
No, it's fine. I trust you to control this. I just need a small light.
I love it how I can see Christian out of the corner.
Yeah, Christian's ready for the explosion.
Holy shit.
But if she says she can control it, and Voldor wants to believe her, then he just wants to help him out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna cast Produce Flame. Just a little boop, on the tips of my fingers.
Impressive. Thank you.
Well, hold on. Let's not get too excited, Derek.
Oh,
what
it sounds so good.
I'm looking at Derek. I'm like.
Yeah,
Derek.
exactly.
I'm waiting for Derek. Yeah.
I have no idea what you all are talking about. You produce flame. Small flickering ball of fire in your hand. Probably, a bit large for a clove cigarette, but, some Bic lighters just work that way.
Yeah. So you got the lighter up too high. You turn it on.
Yeah, it's when you mess with the setting of it. And yet, Marley, in that flame, you hear the voice again. Even a small flame. Endure, Marley. This is far from the end. And to Voldero would just sound like crackling flame, just feeding off of the oxygen and magical energy that Marley has put into this.
Mm.
You are able to safely light your cigarette.
I said, stand
This
up.
time.
Voldemort wants to trust her, so he'll ask her to light a cigarette from him. If it blows up in his face, blow up in his face. So he stands up, lights, smokes it, looks like awkwardly at its distance, and says, I could really use a hand. I think Mochi's going to really screw up the feng shui in there. And then we can all go to the hot springs. How's that sound?
Yeah, sure.
All right. And he heads up inside, hoping that she'll follow.
I think before Marley follows him inside, I think she's gonna walk over to the edge, and just kind of take in the view, kind of get an idea of where they're at compared to everything else. We're able to see the bandit stronghold from here, right?
You can see the lights of the bandit stronghold for sure. I mean, this is it is a fortress, so it is almost a small town that has torches and braziers and everything else, and that's what you can see through the storm. Especially you looking at fire, that's what you can see.
Okay.
Yeah, nice.
Deep breath, head back inside.
Before you do, looking at that bandit fortress, looking at all of those flames, all of that potential, you just get that little thought in the back of your brain. So many new things to burn. And Marley heads back inside.
Jeez.
Oh, Derek.
And that's where we're going to wrap up for today. I think that's a really good stopping point. So, you have moments left to enter the giveaway. It is #lost, LOST, to win a free t-shirt from Fauna and Flora International. Just be aware that if you do enter, I just need your email. So you just need to be able to give me your email in some fashion or form. And we're going to mail out all the stuff at the end of the campaign. So I wouldn't recommend doing this as a holiday gift, but or maybe a belated holiday gift. But yeah, do this as something nice for yourself. Get a pangolin shirt. You deserve a pangolin shirt. Again, this campaign is in support of Fauna and Flora International, which is a fantastic organization. I've said a lot about them already. I'll say a little bit more. Every British pound that you give them goes towards a great cause, goes directly towards the organization. Big thing we do here on Sword and Key is always try to do research on the charitable organizations that we support. Make sure the money is actually going where, you think it's going, right? And Fauna and Flora International, I mean, having been around for 120 years, they have their stuff in line. The money's going where it needs to go, and it's going to actual good causes that do real world change and help protect and preserve this world's biomes and the environments that we live in and right next to, and we need to find harmony in doing so. So why is Mubot doing double post? Who knows? But yes, #lost. We will wrap that up here shortly. Once we get to my callouts, we'll announce a winner. But before all of that, let's have these lovely folks say a little bit about themselves and where you can find more of them. So let's actually go in the proper order this time, which, like I said, Eva mixed up on me. So that is Shadow. You get to go first.
Hey, hi everybody. I'm Shadow. I use she, her pronouns. You can find me on Twitch at my own channel, Shadow Sylvia, where I do some streams sometimes and stuff. Otherwise, yeah, most of my socials, I'm also there at the same username. I do other TTRPG things. Besides on this channel, sometimes you'll catch me over on Roll D5, who specializes in playing TTRPG, indie TTRPG systems. So tune in. I think this week, it's either Monday or Wednesday this week. I think it's Wednesday this week. We have our recurring show, Triangle Agency. It's usually recurring with different members, all the same universe. So tune into that. It's a great time. Otherwise, we have great things coming up for the new year. Otherwise, you can also find me over on Julie Chell's channel. We're playing Goobot Bon Moi. I'm playing a little mouse deer folk person. Yeah, and is a sword poet, and my job is to insult people on the battlefield so they don't attack my other members of my party. It's great. So tune in and watch that. That's usually Fridays, 9 a.m. Eastern time. I think we're taking this Friday off though. But yeah, feel free to catch us there as we play through Sword Devil. Otherwise, I've been playing Clarence and will be playing Clarence for several more Sundays here. Clarence, who is a college of the road to becoming a hero.
Beautiful. Wonderful. Thank you, Shadow. Next up, Anniek.
Hi, my name is Anniek. I go by she, they pronouns. I am here on Sundays, and I will still be here on Sundays even after Humblewood ends because I get to go back and GM things, and I will be running a whole bunch of horror games. We're proofreading the casting calls right now because spelling. But we'll be looking for people for Deathmatch Island, Trophy Dark, and then I get to play for a little bit because someone other than me will be running public access, and I get to play in that one. And then after that, more horror games. Let's just stick with these three first because otherwise it's going to be massive overload. Keep an eye on Sorting Keys socials, which is where they will be announcing casting forms, etc. Because I'm terrible at socials and I keep forgetting they exist, and then I don't read them for like 3 months. And I will be here playing Mochi, the observatory owning second favorite cleric of a god, who is still going to be the most favorite. Just you wait.
Amazing. Anniek also did message me what skill feng shui would have to be. I also believe in this world it is feng shui because that just makes more sense. But it would have to be insight.
Yes.
It's feng shui. But it has to be insight, right? Because it's inside. It's sight that is inside. Insight. Yeah.
Do you want me to roll now or next week?
No, please, never. Thank you, Anniek. Next up.
I will make it gorgeous.
Yes, you know what? Go ahead. We'll deal with this very important role off stream. Next up is Liz.
Hi, friends. I'm Liz. I use she/they pronouns. I am not doing a whole lot other streaming things wise here. Those words did not make any sense together. I'm here on Sundays for the foreseeable future, for the next 4 weeks anyway, for Humblewood. After that, who knows where I will be? I don't know. But I have my own site where I am currently peddling my TTRPGs. So if you have not already heard the good news of what I can offer you, we've just released a brand new game this past Friday for the Black Friday sales. So if you are a sci-fi person rather than a fantasy type person, we now have a sci-fi game available for you to play. Additionally, because I know that the holiday season is a whole thing for a whole lot of folks, and if you are not able to afford games, on my itch page, all of my paid games are available for free. There are community copies available for everyone, so please play my games and talk about them. So that would be stellar. Yeah, so I've been Marley, your champion fighter, your eternal flame paladin who's getting into some hot water, shall we say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's literally true. Yeah. Everybody just nod. Yes. Next up, Pan.
Hi, I'm Pan. He, they pronouns. I've been playing Voldemort, he, him pronouns. Your Circle of Spores, Fang Shui loving druid, apparently now. Um, I've got a few things in the pipeline, but I won't talk too much. I'm doing streaming on Saturdays over at my channel, Stellar Encore, here on Twitch. I'm going to be on the Emotion Power podcast, Cybertopia podcast, and I think I've got another stream coming up as well, which I'm still going to talk about. So just keep an eye on my socials at Stellar Encore and most of them. And yes, that's it. Hopefully next week is the Hot Springs episode where we just do nothing but awkward anime nonsense. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I had planned for episode 9.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got the battle map and everything. It's just plesiosaurus. Thank you, Pan. And last but absolutely not least, Christian.
Hey everybody, hey, my name is Christian, aka Fluffy Goomba on several socials, mainly on TikTok and Twitch. My pronouns are he, him. I have been Argus Ironclaw, son of the possible BBEG. We'll see. You can find me on a bunch of places online. You can find me on Feywild Now on Mondays for their Triangle Agency game, Obtusely Acute. You can find me on Thursdays on Roll for Dylan. That's ROLL, the number 4, DYLAN for Vampire the Masquerade's Darkness Over New Orleans. We have finished our second season, so this is the best time to catch up to see what we've done because we will not be playing until next week. And later today, you can catch me on Total Party Kisses, Tragedy of Theologian, Greek Myth Inspired 5e campaign. We're going to Hades, y'all. We're going right off the edge of the world, straight to hell. It's gonna be a fun time. Can't wait. That's me.
Fantastic. Special thank you to my players, as always, for the incredible work that they do. Special thank you also to Michael Sandoval, who does the artwork for this campaign. Amazing, as always, as Michael also does the artwork for our Horizons Call campaign, and probably some other stuff coming up. You can follow him. Instagram is probably the best place, but most of his socials are at MIKYLSANDOVAL. We at Sword and Key are going to be a little quiet coming up because it's the holidays. To look at our calendar. Where the hell are you? There it is. To look at our calendar, we are going to be continuing with Humblewood. Obviously, with the holidays coming up, we might take a week off here or there if we don't have a full cast, or if we have a cast member whose story kind of is hinging on a certain episode, we might just take that off to be respectful to their backstory. So keep an eye on our socials. I should note you can follow Sword and Key everywhere through our beacons.ai/Sword and Key. Most places it's sword_and_key. You can also join our Discord through our beacons. You can find the charity campaigns for ongoing charity campaigns there as well. So you can donate to Fauna and Flora at any time through the beacons as well and impact whatever the next game is. But yes, Horizons Call will be back this coming Saturday, the 2nd of December at 3 p.m. Pacific time. That is our Season 3 finale. So Horizons Call will be taking about a month off and returning in mid-January. Monster Crush will still be releasing bi-weekly. Our next episode is actually coming out today. It is a Haunted Objects episode just in time for your Black Friday shopping, or I guess after your Black Friday shopping. Like I said, Humblewood will be continuing. We are going to have movie nights on our Discord, which our next one is actually going to be the 8th. It was originally the 1st, but I found out that Krampusnacht is happening in the town near me, so I'm going to that instead. So I'm not going to run a movie. But to make up for it, we're doing back-to-back movies. So we are going to be doing Pottersville, one of my favorite holiday movies, real under, like, not well-known, just gem of a holiday movie. And then on the 15th, we'll be doing Krampus. 2015 horror movie, which surprisingly is PG-13. I could have sworn that was R. We have the one-shot of Sunken back from October that actually is playing on December 9th at 9:30 a.m. That is a Saturday. And yeah, then we're just going to be planning for the new year. As Anniek kind of alluded to, we're going to have more casting calls out soon for all of that kind of stuff. So keep an eye on our socials. Check out our Discord primarily. That's where we post stuff first and foremost. Did we get a winner for the giveaway yet? Nope. Okay, we will do that momentarily. While that is happening, just a reminder: like I said, you can impact the game at any time, even when we're not playing for really any of our games. You can find the pally for Horizon's Call also on our beacons. And I should mention, I didn't say much about Monster Crush. Monster Crush is a podcast that I do with my friend Lady Dame. It's about different monsters, cryptids, creatures, miscellaneous, abominations, and how smoochable they are. So while we do have an episode coming out today that's about haunted objects, if you're a big Mothman fan, we're finally doing a Mothman episode. It's episode 69, and I figured it was perfect. So we're finally doing a 2-part Mothman episode. We'll be recording that soon, and that will be out just in time for the 10th, which actually weirdly coincides with some Mothman lore. So just perfect that. Congrats to Anniek for winning the t-shirt this week. You get your pangolin shirt. Oh, the last thing. We at Sword and Keep just became affiliates with Eldritch Foundry, which is a miniature, kind of like custom miniature, a lot like Hero Forge. They're similar to Hero Forge. They have their own stuff. But you can follow the link that I just posted in chat there. I'm still figuring out what all of the perks are. If you actually do get a discount, I haven't figured that out yet, but we at least filled it out. So we get 15% commission on all payments. That obviously doesn't help you, but if you are looking for a miniature, they should have holiday sales going on right now. And you can help us just try to get more affiliate ships, as we are always looking to get those as well. I am going to be fighting to at least get like a 10% discount or something, because I mean, come on. I think that is it. So unless you hear otherwise, we will be back next week, same time, same great place for more Humblewood. And thank you for joining us. Thank you for sticking around, and thank you for donating. As always, your viewership, your donations, all of that is very much appreciated. So until next time, remember the Humblewood motto: no body, no crime, no drama. See you later.